you also mentioned Go Eco, so you're
Yes.
involved with them. So that's, I spent a day with their food recovery people, taking some photographs. That was an education and a half, because I'd never really looked deeply into that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was aware of the amount of sort of wastage that can occur with, most people.
Yeah.
I always find it funny in movies and TV programs when you see people take 3 bites out of a meal and then it just gets thrown out.
Yeah.
And and it's like, I can't help but think, that's a lot of wastage. But I didn't realise how much is wasted with supermarkets. And especially this obsession with fruit and veg has got to have a specific look to it. And I'm going, I grew up in Te Kuiti.
Yeah.
We had about 7 or 8 different types of plum trees on our section. Kiwi fruit, grapevine, and 3.5 acres, 2 acres of which at least had blackberry bushes through it, which we used to go and pick blackberries. Yes, we used to have to slash them to keep them under control, but once we did a bit of dividing them up, and we had all these patches all over the place, right, in this field, and we'd go and collect big blackberries.
Yeah.
Now, we'd have plums and apple. Oh, we had a couple of apple trees as well, that they didn't look like the sort of apple that a graphic designer would use in a picture, but there was nothing wrong with them.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I can understand if it's half rotten or something. Yeah, no problem with that. But there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that some supermarkets do have their odd bin or whatever the hell it's called, where the carrots aren't perfectly straight and all this sort of carry on. And I think that I find it funny that that's a thing, because we had a local greengrocer who he divided things up a bit, so there was the slightly weirder looking stuff and then the perfect looking veggies. But the cauliflower with a little bit of a brown spot on it or whatever, he would sell all of those pretty much first. All that stuff would go first, because, yes, it might be slightly cheaper because someone's got to cut out a little piece and, but the thing is, it was like, the number of times we'd do, for instance, something doing stewed apples, right? And my sister and I's job was to cut out all the, apart from cutting out and coring the apples, cutting out all the bad bits that weren't any good for stewing, right? So we'd cut up these apples, and the same with the plums, picking out the ones that are good and then keep any plum that had some part of it that was useful, bit got kept. When I spent that day with Go Eco's food recovery crowd and going through the supermarkets and seeing what was thrown out, I was quite surprised. Now, I don't know how council could be involved in that. I don't know whether that's something they could.
Well, it's quite interesting because, we've got so many community gardens around the place, and I think of all the excess that, like, obviously Go Eco used to have like the crop swaps, but now most of the community houses run their own crop swaps. But thinking of how council can bring these communities together to share their abundance.